ancient halls where sages tread, the echoes of Dharma softly spread. King Parikshit, his heart in quest, seeks truth, for his soul won't rest.
Maharaj Parikshit, perplexed and torn, faced a question that left him worn. The Supreme Lord, equal to all, they say, yet sides with Indra, keeps demons at bay. How can Vishnu, free from desires, act with favoritism as if inspired? A well-wisher of all, both great and small, why does he seem to let some fall? In search of truth, the king implored to understand the actions of the Lord. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome to this podcast on fellow travelers' reflection on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today's episode 1, the question of divine justice. Yeah. Have you ever wondered, is God really fair?
With deeds of cruelty, harsh and grim, tell me what purpose lies in him.
What if everything you believed about fairness was wrong? Imagine a world where justice doesn't work the way we expect. Well, that was the dilemma of Maharaj Parikshit in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He heard from Shukdev Goswami how Vishnu seemingly favored the demigods. He killed Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So he was really asking Shukdev Goswami, was it really favoritism, or is there something deeper? Well, here's the twist. Sometimes the way things appear is not the way they truly are. So this section of Srimad Bhagavatam really reveals what if true strength isn't about power, but it's about surrender. Well, Parikshit's doubt was about the scale of justice. So imagine a king, witnessing a battlefield, and he sees the demigods stand victorious, while demons lie fallen. And then he wonders, why does God take sides? And in the real world parallel, imagine a normal referee in a soccer match, One team complains that the referee favors their opponent, but in reality, he's just upholding the rules of the game, ideally. So the lesson in this chapter, Shukadeva spoke with wisdom profound. Parikshit let clarity abound. The Lord is beyond material ties, transcendental to nature's modes and guise. Goodness, passion, ignorance, none can bind. A being so pure of eternal mind. No attachment sways, no aversion pulls. His actions are just, beyond human rules. What seems as bias is not so at all. His transcendence ensures, his actions enthrall. Understand this truth, release the doubt. The Lord's impartiality is beyond a doubt. So the lesson in this chapter is all about how Supreme Lord is beyond bias. He's beyond the modes of material nature. He has no benefit in siding with anybody. He's already the Supreme. There's no competition to the Lord in reality. So he actually acts to maintain the cosmic balance, and he doesn't actually have any personal preference. Now, even though he doesn't have personal preference, Shukdev Goswami goes on to explain how in order to maintain that balance, there are the 3 modes. The material nature has 3 modes, Sattva Gun, Rajas Gun, and Tamas Guna. And even though the Lord is beyond these 3 modes, he rewards Sattva Gun in a specific way, and he gives consequences of Rajas Gun and Tamas Gun in a different way. So when Shukdev Goswami answers this question of Parikshit, the doubts of Parikshit, and he explains that the Lord is beyond material nature, like the moon which appears to different people in different ways. But the moon is actually unchanging. It's the perspective. So the twist here is that the problem isn't Vishnu's actions. It's our own perception. I really like this point. It's not what happens in life. It's our perception. Reality is like the moon, and my perception of reality can be different from another person's. So the lesson here is that spiritual wisdom allows us to see past illusions of favoritism. So that spiritual vision is what Shukdev Goswami is imparting to Parikshit Maharaj. Now, the next question comes is, how do you know the Lord's favor? It's not about material success. Sometimes we may think I'm a devotee now and everything must go my way. No, the Lord favors those engaged in sincere devotion. And the kind of favoring is different. It's not a material reaction to what we want. Getting what we want is not the true way the Lord favors. For example, another real world parallel here can be a teacher may challenge the best students more, not because they are being punished, it's because they're being prepared for something greater. So let's reflect on this and let me know in the comment section, has suffering ever pushed you closer to the divine? Share your experience with me, and we'll go to the final section of today's episode. This section of episode comes about Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Rajasuya sacrifice. So during the Rajasuya sacrifice, when Krishna is tolerating Shishupala's offenses again and again and again, how many times? 100 times. The modern day is like forgive once, forgive twice, but the third time, don't. But Krishna forgave Shishupal like 100 times. That's another indication of the Lord's justice, how it's measured, and it's very precise. It's never about revenge. That's another thing about the Lord's actions. It's never about revenge. It's always about dharma. So may we cultivate that faith, and may we seek that freedom that comes from surrender and not seek that control.
Appears to punish, to fight, yet harbors no malice. His heart is light. Through his acts the world aligns. In every moment his mercy shines. Know this truth, O noble King, the Lord is beyond our reasoning. What seems as partial, cruel, or vain is but his Lila, his holy reign. By hearing his deeds the soul is freed. Devotion blooms, the heart takes heed. Thus sing his glories, let doubts dissolve. In his love all mysteries resolve. King Parikshit, with humbled grace, adored the Lord in timeless space. For Narada's wisdom lit the night with truth's eternal guide.